wanted to come out here and do a quick update on the garden here. And also I wanted to talk to you about vine peach. And we're getting a garden that is a very versatile item. Okay, if you remembered, I replanted my beans because they were decimated by rust mold. I sprayed the dirt and treated the dirt, and it looks like on some of these it's happening again. So I don't know what's going on really. I do have, buds and stuff, so maybe I'll get some beans. These over here are a little better. Less mold issues we see, but you see the spottedness. So I don't know, but I do have the beans going out at the other at the homestead, so hopefully those will be okay. You can see I got a lot of the little bean flowers going, so we'll see what happens. But what I wanted to talk to you about are vine peaches, and not a lot of talk about these is done. These were popular during the Victorian era. They are actually a melon. They're called a vine peach because they sort of have a peachy smell to them, but they are a melon. And they have a lot of seeds inside. You can see, I'm trying to find a green one here. And they grow very hardy. And you can see it. This is where my squash was, and all my squash died. The borers got it. Here's a green one. They start out green, and then they start turning sort of a streaked green stripes on a yellow, sort of. And then they get a little fuzzy, and they turn into this yellow one here. I got a bunch growing over there too. This one is ready to be picked, and they can get up about this size to about the size of an apple. I could have let this go a little bit longer, but I want to take this in and show you what it looks like in the inside. They grow very well. They grow in conditions that other things do not like to grow in. And like I said, you can see there's all kinds of little baby ones here growing. Oops. Where did it go? There it is. So I look like I'm going to have quite a lot. And if they look like squash or cucumbers, the way they flower out, and they do their little clingy vines here. And what this is a fruit. They do have prickles that can be sharp. Sometimes they're fuzzy and sometimes they're sharper. I don't really know what determines that. And it can vary on the same plant too, so you just have to be a little bit careful. I usually get a little bit scratched up. So let's go inside and we'll look and see what this looks like. Pile of seeds that I have. So I wrote an article a few years back for, I can't remember, I think Self-Reliance magazine, on using vine peaches. And I had a recipe for a vine peach cake-like bread, like a quick bread. Since they are so bland, when I'm using them in a recipe, I like to use like cranberries or some other berry. If you smell it, they smell just like a melon. The reason why I guess vine peaches is before you cut them, they do have a slight peachy smell, but I always thought they just smell like a melon, but they are about the size of a peach. So it's a popular fruit that was worked on and bred during the Victorian era. It's a very ancient melon that's been used since in many primitive cultures. If you want to look it up and research all that, it was heavily used during the Depression because, like I said, it grows very well. It grows in a lot of different climates. I can grow it. I can't grow squash and cucumbers down here. As you saw, they died. Borers get them every time. No matter how diligent I am, but these will grow despite the situation. And I usually plant them when I plant squash, I plant them all together because something will come up, and these always come up. These also are great. If you throw the seeds in your compost, you'll get tons of volunteers. They're just a real hardy melon that is great for stretching your fruit. As far as freezing them and canning them, they turn into mush. I have never used them in an applesauce, mixing them up with an applesauce, so I don't know how that would go. I always just use them fresh. I don't grow enough of them to have a huge crop. I have, you know, maybe 4 or 5 at a time. I tend to pick them, like if I have a few apples, I'll pick a couple, pick a couple of the vine peaches and then make some sort of apple cake or apple bread. So I just wanted to talk about this not well known melon that can be used as a fruit stretcher and help you stretch your fruit budget. And I hope it's been useful, and I'll link to the, I'm not making I don't have enough to use to make a apple bread, and I don't really need to do that today because I have some other desserts that I made. So I will link to the recipe or the back issue of the magazine it appeared in if it's not online, because it was actually in a print magazine. So this has been Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm. Thanks, bye.